Have you ever been in a conversation where someone suddenly throws a rude comment your way? Maybe it's a sarcastic remark about your work. Maybe it's a dismissive tone when you share an idea. Or maybe it's that subtle little sentence that sounds harmless, but somehow leaves you feeling smaller. In that moment, something strange happens. Your mind freezes. 10 perfect responses appear in your head, but only after the conversation is already over. Later that night, while brushing your teeth or lying in bed, you suddenly think, why didn't I say that? We've all been there. Not because we're weak. Not because we lack intelligence, but because rudeness has a strange power. It catches us off guard, like someone splashing cold water in the middle of a calm conversation. So the real question isn't why people are rude. The real question is this: how do you respond in a way that shuts down the behavior instantly, without becoming rude yourself? Rude behavior works because it breaks an invisible social rule. Most conversations follow an unspoken agreement. We speak politely, we take turns, we show basic respect. But when someone suddenly interrupts with sarcasm, criticism, or dismissive comments, the brain needs a second to process what just happened. Psychologists call this a social surprise response. Your brain shifts from conversation mode to threat detection. That's why your mind goes blank. Think about a meeting where someone says, "Wow, you really took a long time to finish that project." The room goes quiet. Your brain is juggling several questions at once. Was that a joke? Was that criticism? Should I respond? Will responding make things worse? While you're processing, the moment passes. And that silence sometimes gives rude people the power they want: attention, dominance, or control of the conversation. But here's something interesting. Research in social psychology shows that calm, simple responses often stop rude behavior faster than aggressive ones. Because rude people expect one of two reactions: anger or silence. But they rarely expect calm confidence. And that's where the real power begins. The key is not to attack the person. It's to gently expose the behavior. One of the most effective responses is surprisingly simple. Ask a calm question. For example, "What do you mean by that?" This does 3 powerful things. First, it shifts the attention back to the rude person. Second, it forces them to explain their comment. And third, it removes the emotional charge from the moment. Another powerful strategy is quiet clarity. If someone says something dismissive, you might respond with, "That's an interesting way to say it." Short, calm, and neutral. But it signals that you noticed. Sometimes even silence, paired with steady eye contact, can work, not awkward silence. Just a brief pause, because pauses create social pressure, and people often feel the need to fill that space. Here's the surprising truth. You don't need a clever comeback. You only need calm presence. Rudeness feeds on emotional reactions, but calm confidence quietly shuts the door. Not every rude comment deserves a battle. Sometimes, the strongest response is simply refusing to step into someone else's negativity. Think of conversations like throwing a ball. When someone tosses anger, sarcasm, or disrespect your way, you always have a choice. You can catch it, or you can let it fall to the ground. Calm responses don't just protect your dignity, they change the energy of the entire conversation. People remember composure. They remember quiet confidence. And more often than not, rude people lose their power the moment they realize they can't provoke a reaction. So the next time someone throws a sharp comment your way, pause, take a breath, and remember. Sometimes the most powerful reply is the one delivered with the calmest voice in the room. If you've ever experienced a moment like this, share your thoughts below. How did you handle it? Your story might help someone else find their voice.